Have you ever heard of a wedding so insane that instead of falling in love, the bride and groom spend their wedding night trying to kill each other? Sounds unbelievable, right? But this story takes that madness to a whole new level. This is the story of our main protagonist, Jiang Yuan, a man who did something completely unthinkable. He married his own sworn enemy. And no, this wasn't some romantic enemies to lovers situation. Not at the beginning. In reality, their marriage was nothing more than a calculated move, a dangerous scheme driven by greed and survival. Both Jiang Yuan and his bride belonged to rival sects, powerful factions that thrived on control, ambition, and dominance. They didn't trust each other. They didn't even tolerate each other. Yet they agreed to marry for one simple reason: to steal each other's divine treasures. That's right. From the very moment they became husband and wife, they were already plotting each other's death. And here's the craziest part. They've already killed each other countless times. Not once, not twice, but hundreds, maybe even thousands of times. And yet, neither of them stays dead. Why? Because they're not ordinary humans. Not even close. They are beings far beyond mortal limits. Entities with abilities that defy death itself. For them, dying isn't the end. It's just a temporary setback. But their story isn't just about rivalry or betrayal. Behind all this chaos lies a far greater threat. Something terrifying enough to destroy entire worlds. Their original home, their entire civilization, was consumed by a horrifying force known only as the cosmic void. Imagine an endless darkness that devours everything: planets, stars, entire galaxies, leaving behind nothing but silence. That is the enemy they're facing. And ever since their world was destroyed, Jiang Yuan and his rival-turned-wife have shared one ultimate goal: to gather all the divine treasures scattered across their ship, and use that power to destroy the void once and for all. Sounds heroic, doesn't it? Like they're destined to save the universe. But here's the problem. They seem far more interested in killing each other than actually saving the world. Every encounter between them turns into a deadly battle. Every conversation feels like a war. Trust doesn't exist between them, only suspicion. Even when they're supposed to be working together, their instincts push them toward betrayal. It's like they're trapped in an endless cycle of violence, unable to break free. And that raises an important question. Will this deadly game ever end? Will they keep trying to destroy each other forever? Or is there a chance that something unexpected might happen? Something neither of them planned for. Something far more dangerous than any weapon they possess. What if, in the middle of all this chaos, their hearts begin to change? What if hatred slowly turns into something else? Something like love? Or is that just a foolish fantasy in a world where survival demands cruelty? Well, there's only one way to find out. As the story begins, a mysterious narration reveals that strange rumors have started spreading across the cultivation world. Whispers of a powerful secret treasure that has fallen into the hands of the Han clan. No one knows exactly what this treasure is, but its mere existence has already shifted the balance of power. Almost overnight, Hongland becomes famous. People across different sects start talking about it, some with envy, others with fear. But as the saying goes, blessings and disasters always come together. And for the Han clan, that couldn't be more true. Because while they were celebrating their newfound power, something deadly was already lurking in the shadows. A silent, invisible threat. A blade waiting for the perfect moment to strike. That blade was Jiang Yuan himself. The scene shifts to the grand courtyard of the Han family. Today is supposed to be a day of celebration, the wedding of the young master. The place is filled with decorations, music, and guests, but the atmosphere feels strangely tense. Because the truth is, people no longer admire the Han clan. Ever since they obtained that mysterious treasure, they've become arrogant, indulgent, and corrupt. Power has changed them. And while everyone smiles on the surface, deep down many are just waiting for their downfall. And right in the middle of all this stands Jiang Yuan. Calm, silent, and completely out of place. Because he isn't here to celebrate. He's here to kill. A deadly assassin from Taishan Tower, sent to wipe out the Han clan. As he quietly observes the surroundings, something unexpected catches his attention. From inside the bride's carriage, faint cries begin to echo. At first, they're barely noticeable. But if you listen closely, you can hear her voice trembling with fear. The bride is begging, pleading to be set free. She doesn't want this marriage. She's terrified. Yet no one listens. To everyone here, her feelings don't matter. This wedding isn't about love, it's about power. But Jiang Yuan hears her. Every word, every ounce of desperation. For a brief moment, something shifts inside him, but he doesn't act. Not yet, because he knows emotions can be dangerous. Meanwhile, whispers among the guests reveal something even more intriguing. They talk about Taishan Tower, about an assassin who might arrive soon to destroy the Han clan. Some even sound excited, as if they're waiting for chaos to unfold. And standing right there, listening to all of this, Jiang Yuan realizes something important. The storm has already begun. This wedding is not a celebration, it's a battlefield. And very soon, everything is going to burn. As the tension inside the Hong family estate continues to build, the real game finally begins behind the scenes. Hidden beneath all the celebration and noise, a secret tunnel reveals the true intentions of the Hong clan. Inside that dimly lit passage, the young master of the Hong family confronts his own father, his voice filled with confusion and fear. He asks a question no son should ever have to ask. "Father, were you the one who hired the assassin from Taishan Tower? Are you planning to have me killed?" The thought alone shakes him. After all, if he dies, their bloodline ends right there. But instead of denying it, his father responds with a cold, calculated slap across his face. There's no hesitation, no emotion, only ruthless ambition. He calmly reveals the truth. Yes, everything was planned, but not in the way the son imagined. The assassin was never meant to kill him. Instead, someone else would die in his place. A substitute. A sacrifice. And while the entire world believes the young master has been assassinated, both father and son will disappear with the treasure, escaping unnoticed. It's the perfect plan. No enemies chasing them, no threats left behind. Just power and freedom. Hearing this, the young master's fear quickly transforms into excitement. His mind begins racing with possibilities. Once they study the artifact, once they unlock its secrets, reaching the divine transformation stage would become easy. And with that kind of power, he could have anything he wants. Status, control, endless pleasures. He even laughs, boasting that he could marry a new bride every single day if he wished. Meanwhile, his father dreams even bigger. With the power of the treasure, they could dominate all factions. The Immortal Alliance itself could be brought to its knees. It's a vision of absolute control, built on deception and betrayal. But just as their dreams begin to take shape, everything shatters in an instant. Without warning, a blade pierces through the father's mouth, ending his life before he can even react. The attacker? Jiang Yuan. Silent, precise, merciless. The young master freezes in shock, unable to process what just happened. Before he can even think of escaping, Jiang Yuan moves again, swift, deadly, unstoppable. Within moments, the situation completely flips. The hunter has arrived, and the prey doesn't stand a chance. Jiang Yuan takes control of the artifact, examining it with calm confidence. The young master, trembling, demands answers. "How do you know how to control it? Who are you?" And Jiang Yuan responds in the simplest, most chilling way possible. "I am its master." With that, he ends the young master's life as well, leaving nothing but silence behind. The Hong clan is finished. The scene then shifts to Taishan Tower, where Jiang Yuan returns after completing his mission. This place isn't just a sect, it's a den of assassins, a place where power is forged through blood and fear. Waiting there is another key figure, Master Jiu, the leader of the Jishan sect. Alongside her is her disciple, Wang Yi, who can't hide her concern. She questions her master's decision. "Taishan Tower is brutal. They even killed our previous leader. So why are we planning to marry our saintess into that place?" It's a fair question. After all, sending someone into enemy territory is practically a death sentence. But Master Jiu remains calm, calculated, strategic. She explains that the Nine Immortal Alliance has its eyes on their sect's spiritual jade. If they don't act, they'll be destroyed sooner or later. So they have only two choices: fight back with a plan, or wait to be wiped out. And her plan is risky but brilliant. Taishan Tower possesses a powerful artifact, the Demon Taming Bell. If they can obtain it, their chances of survival will increase significantly. That's why this marriage must happen. It's not about love. It's about survival. Wang Yi, however, isn't convinced. She worries about their saintess, Shavi. She's kind, innocent, and completely unfit for such a dangerous role. So Wang Yi offers to take her place. She's willing to sacrifice herself. But Master Jiu refuses. She knows Wang Yi too well. She's too emotional, too transparent. Xavi, on the other hand, is different. Smart, composed, capable of hiding her true feelings. Exactly what they need for this mission. And just like that, Xavi's fate is sealed. The story then cuts back to Taishan Tower, where Jiang Yuan stands before his master, presenting the severed heads of the Han clan's key members. His mission is complete. Calmly, almost casually, he announces that he's taking a break. But before he can leave, his master stops him with a single question. Do you remember what today is? Jiang Yuan doesn't. And that's when the real twist is revealed. His next mission isn't assassination, it's marriage. Taishan Tower is planning to join the Nine Immortal Alliance, and this decision depends on Jiang Yuan's performance. He's shocked, confused, frustrated. What does that have to do with me? He demands. If the goal is to obtain the artifact from the Jishan sect, why not just destroy them? Why go through the trouble of a fake marriage? Why sacrifice his freedom for something so unnecessary? His logic is simple. Wipe them out, take the treasure, move on. No complications. No risks. Even the master's daughter, Ruin, agrees. She suggests annihilating the entire sect and turning their disciples into puppets. But their master shuts them down immediately. This isn't about brute force. It's about strategy. The Jishan sect has already suffered heavy losses. They're barely holding their position within the Nine Immortal Alliance. Destroying them now would create chaos and draw unwanted attention. That's why this plan exists. Then comes the emotional twist. The master reminds Jiang Yuan of their past. 3 years ago, he saved Jiang Yuan's life. He never questioned his origins, never demanded answers. In return, Jiang Yuan agreed to complete 10 missions. So far, he's completed 5. Now he must fulfill his end of the deal. Jiang Yuan hesitates, but he can't deny it. A deal is a deal. And so he agrees. But what comes next is even darker. His master gives him a final instruction. On the night of the wedding, before anything else happens, he must kill his bride. Just like that. No hesitation. No merci. And as if that wasn't enough, Ruin adds her own twisted request. Don't damage the body too much. She wants to turn the bride into a puppet afterward. And just like that, the stage is set. A marriage built on lies. A mission fueled by betrayal. And a wedding night that will turn into a battlefield. The stage is finally set, and the day of the wedding arrives inside Taishan Tower. A place where love has no meaning and every smile hides deadly intentions. The grand hall is filled with rituals, chants, and formalities as Jiang Yuan and Xavi stand side by side, becoming husband and wife under the witness of heaven and earth. To everyone watching, it looks like a political alliance, a union meant to strengthen two powerful sections. But behind those calm expressions lies a completely different reality. Both of them already know what's coming next. This marriage isn't the beginning of a relationship, it's the beginning of a battle. And according to the customs of this world, a wedding isn't complete without the wedding night. No wedding, no wedding. So once the ceremony ends, the newly married couple is sent directly to their chamber, a place meant for intimacy. But tonight, it will become a battlefield soaked in blood and deception. Inside the chamber, Xavi sits quietly waiting. Her posture is calm, but her mind is anything but. She can feel it. The tension, the danger, the certainty that something terrible is about to happen. The moment she senses Jiang Yuan approaching, her body tenses slightly. She knows exactly who she just married, and she knows he's not here for love. Meanwhile, outside the chamber, the leaders of both sects are still engaged in a tense discussion. Their so-called alliance is hanging by a thread. This marriage was agreed upon under one condition: that both factions would study each other's artifacts. Master Jiu demands that Taishan Tower hand over the demon-taming bell, so they can examine it. But Master Wang refuses. He insists that they will only show their artifact if the Jishan sect reveals their demon-suppressing bell first. Neither side trusts the other. Neither side is willing to make the first move. It's a silent standoff, where one wrong decision could turn allies into enemies. Back inside the chamber, Jiang Yuan finally steps in. The atmosphere instantly becomes suffocating. Xavi slowly lifts her veil, preparing to reveal her face, but before she can, Jiang Yuan stops her. His voice is cold, emotionless. He tells her there's no need. He doesn't want to see her face. seeing it might make things complicated, and he doesn't want that. Then he calmly delivers a chilling message. Don't worry, this will be over quickly. You won't feel much pain. Just remember, in your next life, don't ever cross paths with me again. Those words alone are enough to confirm everything. This isn't a misunderstanding. This isn't hesitation. He's here to kill her. And just as he prepares to strike, everything flips in an instant. Before he can even react, a sharp blade pierces into his body. Xavi has already made her move. Her dagger sinks deep, and she looks at him with a calm, almost playful expression as she says, "If you want revenge, come find me in your next life." She checks his pulse, confirming that he's dead. For a brief moment, she even compliments him, calling him handsome, almost regretful that he had to die by her hands. She mocks him slightly, saying that Taishan Tower may be famous for its assassins, but even the best hunters can become prey. Now all that's left is to secure the demon-taming bell, and her mission will be complete. To ensure his death, she prepares to use a special liquid on her blade, ready to pierce his body once more. But just as she's about to finish it, Jiang Yuan suddenly moves. Alive, unharmed. In a split second, he grabs her, his knife pressing against her waist. His voice returns, calm but sharp. He's already figured it out. The entire marriage was just a setup to steal the artifact. He even acknowledges her loyalty to her sect. But Xavi is just as shocked. She knows for a fact that she destroyed his heart meridian. He should be dead. There's no way he could survive that. And yet here he is. Before she can process it, Jiang Yuan strikes back, piercing her body without hesitation. And just like that, she dies. Or at least that's what it seems. Jiang Yuan checks her pulse, analyzing her calmly, almost like a scientist studying a subject. He admits that she's impressive, smart, cunning, and dangerous. In fact, he even suggests that someone like her would make a perfect assassin in Taishan Tower. But just as he's finishing his thoughts, something unbelievable happens. Her body begins to change. The blood disappears. The wounds vanish. And within moments, Xavi comes back to life, completely healed, completely aware. Jiang Yuan is genuinely surprised this time. And without wasting a second, the fight begins again. What follows is chaos. A deadly exchange where both of them attack, kill, and revive repeatedly, turning their wedding night into an endless cycle of death and rebirth. During the fight, Xavi reveals something strange. When she visited Bloodraven Hall, the messengers there were already dead. Their bodies were gone, their treasures missing. Someone else had already acted before her. And she begins to suspect that Jiang Yuan might not just be an assassin, but also a master thief. Their battle continues, and for a moment, Xavi even gains the upper hand. But outside the chamber, things aren't any calmer. Both sect leaders are still arguing, unaware of the madness happening inside. Meanwhile, observers begin to speculate. Why is everything so quiet? Shouldn't the fight be over by now? Some even joke that Jiang Yuan might be enjoying his honeymoon before completing his mission. Eventually, the tension reaches a breaking point. The masters decide to check the chamber themselves. When they enter, they find chaos, destroyed furniture, shattered walls, but no sign of the couple. Immediately, they start blaming each other, accusing one another of harming their disciple. But just as things escalate, Jiang Yuan casually appears from behind the curtains, acting completely normal. He even complains about them interrupting his wedding night. Moments later, Xavi appears as well, alive. Both masters are stunned, completely confused. And just like that, the situation flips again. The chaos, the destruction, the deaths, all hidden behind a simple illusion of normalcy. But one thing is certain now. This isn't just a marriage. This is a war between two people who refuse to die and refuse to trust. And this deadly game has only just begun. By the time the chaos of the wedding night settles, one thing becomes crystal clear. This so-called marriage is nothing more than a battlefield disguised as a relationship. Neither Jiang Yuan nor Xavi has any intention of trusting the other. And yet, for now, they are forced to play along. The next morning arrives with a strange sense of normalcy, as if nothing unusual happened the night before. But beneath that calm surface, both sides are already planning their next move. Xavi returns to her master, putting on a perfect act. She pretends to be weak, emotional, even slightly traumatized, claiming that she tried her best to kill Jiang Yuan, but simply couldn't defeat him. Her performance is flawless, tears, hesitation, vulnerability, everything is carefully crafted. And surprisingly, her master believes her. For now at least. On the other side, Jiang Yuan isn't having it easy either. Master Wang is furious. He reminds Jiang Yuan of his mission, to kill the bride, not to forget everything the moment he stepped into the chamber. Even Ruin complains, frustrated that she lost the chance to turn Shavi into a puppet. To make things worse, Xiao mocks him openly, suggesting that Jiang Yuan failed his mission completely and deserves punishment. But Jiang Yuan remains calm. Instead of arguing, he reveals a key detail. Shavi never had the demon-suppressing bell with her in the first place. Killing her right now would be pointless. The real opportunity lies ahead. In 3 days, he will escort her back to her sect, and that's when they'll strike. Meanwhile, Shavi's side is thinking exactly the same thing. Her master calmly explains that once Jiang Yuan enters their territory, he'll be isolated, without support. That will be the perfect moment to kill him. In other words, both sides are patiently waiting for the same opportunity to eliminate each other. And just like that, the journey begins. Jiang Yuan and Shavi set out together, traveling toward her home sect. But this isn't a peaceful journey. From the very start, it's filled with tension, sarcasm, and constant threats. Jiang Yuan openly discusses different ways he could kill her, cutting her heart, slitting her throat, even blinding her. While Shavi responds with equally sharp sarcasm, calling him a cruel husband no one should ever have. In just a few hours of traveling, Jiang Yuan admits that he's already sensed dozens of killing intents coming from her. And she doesn't deny it. Because the truth is simple. Both of them are just waiting for the right moment to strike. But the real problem isn't just each other. It's everyone around them. Because as they travel, attacks begin from all sides. Their own allies, their own people, are trying to kill them. Jiang Yuan's faction sends assassins to eliminate Shavi. Shavi's faction sends attackers to eliminate Jiang Yuan. Even during what should be a simple escort mission, explosions erupt, ambushes are triggered, and enemies appear out of nowhere. At one point, their carriage is blown apart in a massive explosion. But instead of panicking, Jiang Yuan and Shavi simply stand aside, watching the chaos unfold like it's just another normal day. It's almost absurd. The people trying to kill them are more dangerous than the enemies they're supposed to face. Eventually, the attacks intensify. Jiang Yuan's own allies, including Xiao, begin launching reckless explosive assaults, completely ignoring the risk of killing Jiang Yuan himself. To them, the mission matters more than life. Meanwhile, Shavi's allies also join the fight, sending insect-based attacks to drive away the assassins. The battlefield turns into complete chaos, forcing both sides to retreat temporarily. And yet, Jiang Yuan and Shavi remain unharmed. As night falls, they finally find a moment of quiet near a river. But even that peace doesn't last long. The moment Shavi approaches the water, she's ambushed again. At the same time, Jiang Yuan is attacked by a massive beast. It becomes clear that these attacks won't stop until one of them is dead. Or until they reach their destination. During the chaos, Shavi manages to escape by leaping onto the back of a creature, only to realize something shocking. The beast she landed on belonged to her ally, but it's already dead. And then Jiang Yuan casually reveals the truth. He killed it. Not out of necessity, but because he was hungry. He even roasts the creature and offers her some, as if this is just a casual meal. For a moment, it's almost surreal. In the middle of life and death battles, he's calmly cooking food. Shavi refuses, of course, warning him that this might be his last meal. But Jiang Yuan doesn't seem concerned at all. The next day, they pass through a town, where yet another ambush is waiting. This time, it comes disguised as a performance. But once again, Jiang Yuan effortlessly counters the attack, proving that he's always one step ahead. Meanwhile, back at Shavi's sect, the situation becomes even more complicated. News arrives that multiple branches of the Nine Immortal Alliance are planning to attend a major event. This changes everything. Killing Jiang Yuan now would create too much attention. So Shavi's master immediately orders all assassination plans to be postponed. But unfortunately, the message arrives too late. Because at that very moment, another attack is already underway. Explosions tear through the area where Jiang Yuan and Shavi are staying. Once again, they survive. And at this point, Jiang Yuan finally admits something. He's getting tired of this endless cycle. His people want her dead. Her people want him dead. It's a never-ending game with no progress. So he proposes something simple: reach her sect as quickly as possible and settle everything there. And after traveling through the night, they finally arrive. Xavi's home. Jiang Yuan looks around and immediately senses danger. This place is filled with enemies. Every corner hides a threat. But Xavi simply smiles and reassures him. In her own twisted way, she promises that she'll make sure he never leaves this place alive. And just like that, they step into the lion's den. Not as allies, not as lovers, but as two predators surrounded by even more dangerous beasts. And the moment they enter, the real battle begins. As Jiang Yuan and Xavi finally step into her home sect, the atmosphere shifts instantly. This isn't just another location. This is enemy territory, a place filled with hidden hostility, political tension, and countless eyes watching their every move. The moment they arrive, it's clear that this isn't going to be a warm welcome. It's a test, a trap, maybe even an execution ground. Inside the Grand Hall, the leaders of multiple factions have already gathered. Some of them are curious, some are cautious, and some are openly hostile. Xavi's master stands at the center, already in a heated argument with another powerful figure, who clearly has no intention of letting Jiang Yuan walk away alive. To him, Jiang Yuan isn't a guest. He's a threat that needs to be eliminated immediately. But Xavi's master shuts him down. She makes it clear, Jiang Yuan is now her son-in-law, and no one is allowed to harm him here. At least, not openly. Another master steps in, trying to calm the situation. He reminds everyone that this sect may be ranked lower in the Immortal Alliance, but they still stand for righteousness. Causing chaos here would only make things worse. So instead of attacking Jiang Yuan directly, they decide to play a different game, a more dangerous one. They will welcome him properly, with a series of trials. And just like that, the stage is set once again. Jiang Yuan and Xavi enter the martial arena, where the so-called celebration begins. Fireworks light up the sky, but Jiang Yuan instantly realizes the truth. These aren't fireworks. They're attacks. Fireballs rain down toward him, turning the welcoming ceremony into a deadly assault. Without hesitation, Jiang Yuan pulls Xavi in front of him, using her as a shield while pretending to protect her. It's both strategic and sarcastic. Xavi, clearly annoyed, pushes him away and counters the attacks herself, destroying every incoming fireball with ease. To the outside world, it looks like teamwork. But in reality, it's just another layer of deception. The crowd watches closely. Every move is being judged. And once the first trial ends, the next challenger steps forward. This time, it's a disciple who uses a strange flute technique. As he plays, countless flower petals begin to fall from the sky, creating a beautiful yet deadly illusion. Within seconds, those petals transform into razor-sharp blades, launching toward Jiang Yuan from every direction. It's elegant, precise, and lethal. But Jiang Yuan doesn't even flinch. Instead of defending, he moves forward directly toward his opponent and delivers a single devastating strike. One blow. That's all it takes. The technique collapses instantly. The attacker is left stunned, unable to understand what just happened. He demands answers, asking how Jiang Yuan countered his ability so easily. And Jiang Yuan responds in the most terrifying way possible. He recognizes the technique. Not only that, he knows exactly where it came from, and what happened to the sect that created it. A sect that was completely wiped out. And just like that, the tone of the arena changes. This is no longer just a trial. It's an exposure. Jiang Yuan begins revealing dark secrets, one after another. He calls out different factions, exposing their crimes, their betrayals, their hidden sins. He talks about massacres, assassinations, corruption, things that were never meant to be revealed. The crowd starts to panic. The leaders become uneasy, because everything he's saying is true. One disciple tries to fight back, activating a forbidden technique fueled by sacrifice and blood. But Jiang Yuan sees right through it. He calls out the truth behind the power. Innocent lives sacrificed to achieve strength. The disciple denies it, desperately trying to defend himself. But Jiang Yuan doesn't argue. He simply proves it, by overwhelming him completely. Within moments, the disciple is defeated, his weapon shattered, his secrets exposed. And Jiang Yuan doesn't stop there. He continues, targeting even higher authorities. He exposes leaders who hired assassins to kill their own people, masters who betrayed their allies, individuals who committed unspeakable crimes just to gain power. Every word he speaks is like a blade, cutting through their reputations, their authority, their lies. The arena descends into chaos. Some want to silence him. Some want to kill him. But no one dares to act first. Because deep down they're afraid. Afraid that if they attack him, their own secrets will be exposed next. Even Shavi watches in shock. She realizes something important in that moment. Jiang Yuan isn't just strong. He's dangerous in a completely different way. He doesn't just fight with power, he fights with truth. And truth, in a world built on lies, is the most dangerous weapon of all. Another challenger steps forward, fueled by rage, trying to silence Jiang Yuan once and for all. But the result is the same. Overwhelming defeat. Effortless dominance. Jiang Yuan doesn't just win. He humiliates his opponents, breaking their confidence, exposing their weaknesses, and destroying their pride. At this point, the entire arena understands one thing. Jiang Yuan isn't someone they can control. He isn't a pawn. He isn't a simple assassin. He's something far more unpredictable, far more dangerous. Eventually, the tension reaches its peak. The leaders realize that continuing this trial could lead to complete chaos. So instead of escalating the conflict, they change their approach. They smile. They pretend. They act as if everything is normal again. The hostility disappears, replaced by forced respect. Jiang Yuan is officially welcomed as a son-in-law. He's given the honor, the recognition, the status he deserves. But everyone knows the truth. This isn't acceptance. It's fear. And as the event comes to an end, the battlefield quiets down once more. But nothing is resolved. The tension is still there. The rivalry is still alive. The game is still ongoing. Because this story isn't about a wedding. It's not about love. It's about survival, power, and two people who refuse to lose. Two enemies bound together by fate, forced to walk the same path while constantly trying to destroy each other. And somewhere in the middle of all that chaos, something unexpected is slowly beginning to take shape. Not trust. Not yet. But something different. And that is where this chapter ends.